Waiting for a couple of little technicalities to get sorted out. We clear the grid, waiting for the green flag at the back, which we now receive. Barely see the back of the grid, so this is the gap between them, and of course the sun streaming down at us. Let's go, and the lights go, and oh, very poor start indeed by the 25 machine of Chloe Gleeson. Needs to get those practice starts in, Chloe. That start is all so important, and getting a good start can make the difference between doing well and, of course, falling backwards very rapidly indeed, which Chloe unfortunately got swamped by at least one, if not two rows of the MZ to get underway. And once again, we see Alexander Mann, who takes the lead into Paddock Hill Bender, ahead of the angry scrap going on there. So the Ninjas safely round out of Druids already and leading the way. Tucked in tight out in front. I think that's Kian Boozer. I think if is he looking for his first win? I think he might be from memory. I'll have to look at the last couple of results in a minute. As Alex Mann leads the MZs down the bottom of the hill. That's Chris Kent. You can see the familiar bike in second place. There's not a whole lot of MZs, so you can possibly see it. It's Andy Wales, I think, in third, is it? Or is it one all? So they're both kind of looking a bit red this year as the Ninjas come across the line, and this time we get confirmation that it is, in fact, Hudson Cooper leading the way from, that's Henry McCartney, of course.
Yep.
Then it is Kian Boozer, Travis Rooker, Darren Boozer. Chloe Gleeson's recovered from that poor start to come across the line and make up a couple of places there. In fact, I don't think that was Chloe. Chloe, I owe you an apology. I think it was Alfie Gower who made the mistake at the start. It's just trouble is one of you's 25, one of you's 27, so I didn't quite see the numbers. So Chloe Gleeson, I owe you an apology. It is indeed the number 27 machine of Alfie Gower who needs to get some practice starts.
Across the line once again, and it is still Hudson Cooper leading the way now over Kian Boozer, who's made his way through on Henry McCartney, and the top three covered by less than a tenth of a second. So it just goes to show how close it is with the ACU Team Green Juniors, as Boozer looking to take the race lead there. He's there in second place, just behind the number 217 of Hudson Cooper, who we can't forget, this is his first weekend on the big bikes, Keith.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the little the smaller machinery. We've got so much horsepower, about 25 horsepower or something like that. So the Ninja in real terms is a big step up, and obviously it's a much bigger bike as well. So he's definitely impressing. He's being run out of the NW Racing Garage there. Nick Weston, who of course runs his son Zach Weston very successfully indeed. Have a quick look to the MZs as well. See what sort of pace we're getting out of those guys, because obviously the trouble is they both start lacking the slower riders in both classes there as well, so it's very confusing indeed, doesn't it, Bradley?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just watching as they come across the line now, and well, it's all pretty much the same as what it was in the top three previous time around there. Darren Booth is now through on Travis Rooker for fourth place overall. He's still the leading senior there. And it is very much, it seems to be at least, a very much South African affair with the Team Green Seniors, doesn't it? Over the previous few years.
That's one way of looking at it. So we mentioned before, you mentioned earlier, of course, we're not seeing Phil Atkinson this year. Unfortunately, Phil is finding things a little bit tighter than he expected, because unfortunately his main sponsors had a little bit of an issue with work and stuff like that. So not able to support Phil Atkinson, the very successful South African rider who has been champion in this class 4 times in a row, I think.
Yeah, certainly 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and it's a great shame, because the other thing we were hoping to see Phil Atkinson out on was the mini tube, where that could have been very good indeed. It really would. Travis Rooker with the first fast second time that time round, but second fastest second time goes to McCartney there in the third place. And once again, these guys only separated by a few tenths of a second, like 2 tenths of a second there. Darren Booster trying desperately to hold on to the young kids out there. So he's doing himself no harm at all. Everybody in the 56s, so I think there's another couple of seconds to be found there. Let's see, Izzy Carter drops down a place there as, okay, going to get me Carter's mixed up now as well, aren't I? That's the 185 Carter, which is...
Billy Carter.
Billy Carter, they're related at all, do we know?
Not that I'm aware of, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah.
I'll be wrong again.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly you'll be wrong again. I've been wrong loads of times before, so I'll be wrong loads of times in the future as well. So the battle of the Carters there is definitely going Billy's way at the moment. And of course, Battle, the lady who races in this class, is going by Chloe Gleason.
Knocking handlebars to come onto the front straight there, and that was between number 257 of Henry McCartney and Kia Booster, but it is Hudson Cooper who's leading the way now by 12 1,000ths of a second, and then Henry McCartney only 75 1,000ths of a second ahead of Kian Booster. Travis Rucker up next, and then it is Darren Booster, so less than half a second, covering the top 5 positions.
Chloe Gleason just 2.5 seconds behind Darren Booster as well. Be good if she could find a way to get a little bit closer, but unfortunately for her, it looks like Darren's about a second lap so quicker. Battle of the Carters again swaps around, and this time it is Izzy Carter who manages to lead Billy Carter. Wingate goes past on Wilson as well. Alfie Garrett there after that poor start, unfortunately for him, he is struggling down in 10th place and they've only got 2 laps to go there. So we'll have to wait and see who's going to grab the top spot there. Cooper, McCartney and Booster there, and you might want to take that with you as well, my friend, just to give you a bit more reminder to the previous one to talk about as well. Okay, and the MZ, so unfortunately, as always happens when there's a close battle at the front, it looks like the MZs, it's going to be Alex Mann who is leading the way by a good 3 seconds ahead of Chris Kent, so that's a completely dominant result in that particular race. Harry Lannercraft's a good third place for him there as well. Then we've got Pete Whittle, and it's Gordon Ryan who's up next, and Chris Rogers behind him with Andy Wales. So that's not a great result for our former champion in this class. Obviously running out of time very rapidly, these guys. Fastest lap in the MZs is sub 1 minute lap 58, 1-2-3 there, I think, for Alex Mann. I think he's the quickest of the guys out there. The other guys also in the 58s as well, so that's the pace you need to be on if you want to do well in this class. Travis Rooker has now just gone purple in sector 1. He's desperately trying to find his way onto the podium and get past Kian Booster there. As the checkered flag goes out, he doesn't quite manage it, so it is Henry McCartney ahead of... sorry mate, I'll just hand that over in a sec. It's Hudson Cooper who's in second place, then it's Kian Booster, then it's Travis Rooker ahead of the leading senior, that is Darren Booster. Then it is Chloe Gleason who's definitely a leading lady on the day there. Wingate Carter is Izzy ahead of Billy there, just by less than 1/10 of a second though. Wilson, Garrett, Bray, Marshall, Ormrod, Baker and Rhodes. Then first the MZ, it is Alex Mann who leads Chris Kent across the line with Harry Lamacraft behind him. Then it's Pete Woodall. Just waiting for the battle for 5th place to come over. And it is Andy Wales who makes up a couple of places there as he relegates some of the riders behind him. He delegates Gordon Ryan. Chris Rogers hangs on to 7th place ahead of Derek Cripps. So good battling all the way down the field there. Second of the seniors, it is Patrick Kling once again there. And then it is third of the seniors, it is Scott. Once it's Ben Scott who picks up a medal for his trouble as well.